the chat box if you guys can, since everybody's here. You can access the chat. If you can just put in your name that you're here, name, high school, that'd be great. The system will automatically take attendance on who joined us. So that's fine if you don't want to put it in the chat, but it does help us if your name is different on the screen to know who's all here tonight. So, I'm going to kickstart it. I'll introduce myself. My name is Ben Asher. I am the Director of First Year Enrollment here at Niagara. I also act as the liaison in the admissions office for sport management program. And as I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit, I'm also one of the coaches for the Niagara Power Baseball program. That's really why my connection to sport management is so enticing to me. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Professor Gentile first to say hello, and then have him introduce everybody else that he's got with him.
Okay. Thanks very much, Ben. As he said, I'm Professor Mike Gentile. I am the program coordinator of the sport management program. Actually, I pretty much created the program. It's been in existence about almost 20 years now. And we're located in the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management, and you'll hear more about that shortly. You know, it's certainly a pleasure to be here today. I'm glad you're all here with us. We have a nice group. I don't know necessarily if anyone here has been involved with us before in terms of one of these events. And if you have been, bear with us because some of this information may be repetitive. But what we want to do today is kind of give you an overview of you know, why you're looking, you know, why you'd be looking to come to Niagara University, and then, you know, to study sport management, combination of the two, not only the sport management program and our College of Hospitality and Tourism Management, and we'll, you know, again, talk about the uniqueness of that, but also, you know, why you would want to come to a place like Niagara University as opposed to one of the other 300 colleges around the country that has a sport management program. But before I get into it, why don't I just turn it over to Dr. Young-Soo Choi, who's he's the interim dean of our college, to give you a few words of welcome, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you, Professor Gentile. Hi, everyone. My name is Young-Soo Choi. I'm the interim dean at the college, and this is my 8th year at Niagara University. I'm originally from Madison, Wisconsin. I'm just joking. From South Korea, originally, born and raised. I've been with mostly the big universities like Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin, Badgers, and Penn State Nittany Lion. And I was also teaching at University of Central Florida in Orlando, which is Mickey Mouse Town, as you all know. So this is my new adventure, started 2013 in a private Vincentian Catholic institution with less than, about 3,000 students total. The previous institution I've been with has between 50 to 74,000 students. UB is a very, very minuscule, small, institution compared to those I've been affiliated with. So, as Professor Gentile mentioned, we are the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management, and it has 3 majors, hotel, restaurant management, and tourism and recreation management. And today, the focus is about sport management, which we all of you care at the age of 18 and 19, which is, very, very impressive because I didn't even know what I was going to do at that age. All I knew is I had to go to college because my parents said so. And then the rest of the history. And we actually, one thing I want to emphasize, we actually have a open house. Some of you already may know, December 5th. We were planning to have an in-person open house where I can talk more about generally about the college, the programs, and there's going to be a Q&A with me and other faculties and the students. So that's December 5th, 10 a.m. I hope if you didn't sign up for it, please do so. That's probably the place where I can talk more about our college in general. But today's purpose is just me welcoming you, and then Professor Gentile will give you a great idea about the program, and Trevor Howell is here to give you more, students' perspective. He is a sophomore. So without further ado, take it away, Trevor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Choi. So I'll make my introduction pretty quick. So hi, my name is Trevor Howell. I'm a sophomore here at Niagara University. I am a sport management and luxury hospitality operations double major. Just a few little things I'm a part of. I'm a part of our Club Management Association of America, part of our Sport Management Association. I am the co-founder of the Sports Entertainment Club, also a member of our a cappella group here on campus. I also work in admissions a little bit as a tour guide, and some other little hats I wear in the office too. But I just wanted to come in, welcome you guys today, answer any of those student questions you guys have, and really just be able to connect with you guys. So I know this is a big decision coming up. I know you have a lot of things on your mind. So please don't be afraid to ask many questions. Don't be afraid to chat in the box, and I can answer you some questions as we're going through. But I love it here. I have so many great things to say. So please feel free to ask me anything throughout tonight. I want to answer those student questions because I can give you the perspective, because 2 years ago, I was right where you are. So yeah, I'll hand it back to, I'm assuming, Professor Gentile to get us all started.
Thank you. Trevor, the Swiss Army knife of the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management. He's involved in a lot of things, which is one of the unique aspects of Niagara University, is that you can do that. Okay, what I'd like to do now, Ben, I don't know if you have to make me the host so that I can share the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to now.
Okay. Let me try this here. I got this. How we doing there? Everybody good?
Beautiful.
All right, look at that. Technology and me, we're one and the same.
Inseparable.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm sure all you guys out there, guys and girls out there, are going through the same thing, and you're trying to complete your high school careers here with the technology and so forth. So it's been a challenge. It's not ideal, but we keep getting better at it every day. What I want to talk to you about, as I said earlier, we have a great sport management program. I really like it, obviously, because as I said, I grew up with it, so to speak. So that and I think Dr. Choi mentioned it. One of the things that we are very strong on in our program is experiential learning, and fortunately for us, one of the things we were very strong on in our faculty was experience, in addition to academia or teaching. Myself, prior to my coming to Niagara University, I had about a dozen years in college athletics administration. And like Dr. Choi, I worked at 3 different universities, which were somewhat large and public: Kent State, University of Buffalo, and the University of Texas at El Paso. And then I became the commissioner of a small college conference in New York State. If you folks are familiar with the Empire 8 from Central New York, I was their first ever commissioner. And then prior to that, I had about a 10-year stint as a practicing attorney. So it tells you 2 things about me. First of all is that I'm old. And the second one is that I have a lot of varied experiences that I bring to the classroom and to our students. And also, because of that, have a network that I can use to the advantage of our students. So let's just take a look at some things here and see what we can do. What I'm going to talk to you about is our sport management program as it's situated at Niagara University. And if you're looking at other programs and you've talked to other schools or been to other schools, you'll be able to compare what we do, how we do it, with what they do and how they do it. Okay. And as I said before, it's not only because because I think it's the personal interest that I have in the program, but I think it's because of where we're situated and the type of university we are makes us a unique choice. So we're going to talk, as an outline here, we're going to talk about the fact that we have a hospitality college, that we're a liberal arts institution, that we're small, personal attention, flexible. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about what we expect when you come to us, and the parts of the experience that we think are very valuable. We're in a hospitality college. Okay, some sport management programs are in a college of business. Some of them are in physical education colleges. In fact, I have a sport administration degree from a PE phys ed program at Kent State University. So is one better than the other? I don't know. I think it depends on the basis of it and what you do with it. Okay, but from our college standpoint, we're in a hospitality college that works very well for us for a variety of reasons. First of all, our college is very successful. Top 20 ranked program in hospitality and tourism year after year in the country. We have a lot of international programs, which we have brought to our sport management side. So we have some international opportunities. We focus heavily on experiential opportunities in all of our majors. And that's what we think makes our degrees more valuable and more marketable. We have an extensive alumni network in sport networks generally. And then we also work really hard on placement for jobs and internships and experiences. Okay. We have a Bachelor's of Science degree in sport management. So when you come to us, you will be pursuing a bachelor's degree in sport management, and your transcript will say you have a bachelor's degree in sport management. And that's important when you're going to look for those internships and those jobs, because that's what employers are looking for in terms of training and expertise. And there you can see some of the things that we concentrate on, or we can have you focus on in your curriculum study. Okay, program management, events, revenue, whether it's sales, sponsorships, fundraising, things of that nature. Because of our hospitality program and our food and beverage management programs, we can combine some things for those interested in concession management, and then obviously external relations, which takes into account the sales and marketing, but also the public relations and the community relations and so forth. And then finally, in our program, we have the only master's degree program in the college. We're the only master's degree granting major in the College of Hospitality and Tourism. So we're very proud of that too. And that started about 6 or 7 years ago. Okay. I mentioned Niagara University is a unique place. You will be getting a professional degree, professional sport management degree. When I say professional, that means that we assume or presume that when you come to us and you graduate, the idea is that you want to go out and get a job in sport. We work real hard to try to make that happen. Okay. But at the same time, part of your, virtually half of your curriculum course of study is going to be in a liberal arts area. So you're going to be asked to take courses in writing, in communication, and literature, and history, and computer information systems, and so forth. And what that does is it gives you a well-rounded kind of degree, so that you have the technical expertise of sport and management, but you also have the ability to think and learn and communicate and solve problems and so forth. So that's why we think it's in a lot of cases, because we're in a college like this and a university like this, we are in fact unique. You get personal attention. And again, that stems from part of the fact is that we are small. When you come to us and you get assigned an advisor, your advisor will be a faculty member. It'll be one of us. We have an assistant to the dean in our college who will help you with things like registration and course selection and dropping and adding and a variety of other things, and degree completion and so forth. We have a very fine Office of Career Services and that works closely with us on internships and job opportunities and career fairs, all the things that make that degree marketable, and all the things that your mother and father are looking for when they say, hey, what's my son or daughter going to do when they come to us? And because we're small, like most universities, we have some intimate relationships with other departments like the registrar, financial aid, and so forth. And then finally, we have a great alumni connection, alumni mentoring system. I had a call a couple weeks ago. It was really a lot of fun. We had a Zoom conference. We had a happy hour with about 35 of our alums. And they ranged from being out last year to being out 11 years ago. And they're all working, and they're all doing some good things, and they're starting families and all the things that we're hoping that you guys are going to do. I can't access, I got a couple of YouTube videos. I cannot access these in the PowerPoint. They don't work so well in the Zoom. So what I would tell you is at the end, there's going to be some information about how you can get in touch with me. And if you want to talk, if you want me to send you this presentation so you can access the PowerPoints, I'd be happy to do that for you. Okay. So if we're moving on, I mentioned I'm going to go through this next part pretty quickly. I talk a lot about experiential opportunities, and I said there's 300 plus colleges, universities around the country that offer sport management degrees. What's the difference when you're done? Every year they're turning out hundreds of students with bachelor's degrees. So what's the difference between your degree, their degree, and our degree? Well, we like to think it's this part. It's the experience. We make all of our students come in as freshmen, do at least 800 hours of practical experience. You're going to find, and Trevor will probably talk to you a little bit about this later, that you'll probably do twice that. Okay. And there'll be lots of opportunities and a variety of places to do it in a variety of formats. But you can see some of the things we do there. We've worked Super Bowls. We have a close relationship with Pagula Sports and Entertainment. For those of you who are Western New Yorkers, that's the organization that owns the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres. We have a unique spring training program where we work spring break at spring training sites in Florida. We've worked on any number of NCAA championship events, golf events, a variety of things, not only locally, but around the country. Okay. And what this does, it creates, first of all, experience for you, and it also creates networks for you so that when you are done, you can reach out to people and say, hey, how can you help me get a job? Okay. Additional opportunities. We are a Division I athletic program. Okay. We are a small one, but we do sell tickets to our basketball games and our hockey games. We do sell programming, sponsorships and ad programs and so forth. We do now stream our games via ESPN3. An endeavor that's actually managed by one of our recent alums from our program. So we do what most other Division I athletic programs do. And the reason I say that is because there's lots of opportunities for you to work at those events. Okay. Again, this is where it goes really quick, because if you can, you'll see there's a laundry list of places where we have had students who have been employed or have been interns or, are continuing to be employed. If you look at the array there, we have minor league sports, major league sports, the upper levels. We have all the sports that you can think of, basically. Some of them probably aren't even there, like lacrosse and so forth. We have race, car racing. We have professional golf. We have the UFC. One of my graduate students works in research and analytics for the UFC in Las Vegas. So lots of things that you can do if you have virtually any interest that you might have. Okay. Again, continuing on. Okay. Outside of the realm of professional sports, which is very glamorous, obviously, there's a variety of things that you can do with a degree in sport management. And it's a management degree. It's a customer service-based degree. So you see things there like agents and arenas and stadiums and golf courses and apparel companies and just about anything that you might have an interest in. And a lot of these, the reason they're there is they all have some kind of connection to the sport field, and that's how our students ended up there. Moving on, certainly, I talked about us being a Division I program. We have sent students to any number of colleges and universities around the country. Probably should update this list, because if I stop to think about it, I can probably find 8 to 10 more places where our students have gone, but it gives you an idea of the size and scope. And again, if you look at some of the places, if you want to stay in Buffalo, if you're from here, we can probably help you with that. If you want to go to Texas, we can probably help you with that. And we want to go to Canada, I guess we can probably help you with that. So, all right. Something that students don't often think about in terms of a sport management degree is the opportunity to work in and around recreational sporting organizations, things that you may be familiar with, Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs, and so forth, but also things like private health clubs and private athletic clubs like the New York Athletic Club, which has roughly 250 Olympians who are current or former members. As I said, aquatic centers, pools, and fitness, just about anything that you can do with that relates to sports. We've got some kind of tentacle, if you will, into some of those areas. So, I talked about flexibility, innovation. Niagara University, we're kind of intertwined here. So we hope you're coming here, you come to Niagara and you want to be a sport management major, and we'd love to have you. And within our major, we have areas you can concentrate in. We have electives that you can take, that make your degree more broad, but it also allows you to take advantage of some of the interests you might have. You can also minor in things like marketing, communications, finance. We've had people minor in fine arts. We've had people minor in American Sign Language. I mean, so again, just anything you might have an interest in, we have that available. On the experiential side, we structure things very flexibly, if you will. We don't have a formal internship requirement, but we have that 800+ hour requirement, and it can take a lot of forms. And then finally, one of the things I say, not finally, but I always tell students, keep an open mind, because we're asking you at this point in your life, when you're 17 or 18, to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life. And frankly, you'd have no idea what that is until you start doing some of it. So when you come here and you're taking your sport management class, but you took a criminal justice class like Trevor is taking, or a psychology class, and you say, wow, I ever didn't know that was there, and I'm really interested in that. Hey, if you want to go over and pursue that, that's fine, right? We have the ability for you to come here to Niagara University and take advantage of all those kinds of things. The last thing I would tell you on this slide, you see the term Niagara Power there, and there's a really cool couple of YouTube videos. So if you Google Niagara Power on YouTube, you're going to pull up some videos. Niagara Power is a New York collegiate wood bat baseball league, and there's all kinds of stuff going on with wood bat leagues right now because the Major League Baseball is getting involved with that now. But the Niagara Power is a league in New York State. And the university, in our program, owns that team. We are the only college or university in the country, as far as I'm aware, that owns their own baseball team. And what that means for you as an incoming student is those are, a team that's run solely by students. You run in the off season, you run it during the season, you run it on game days. In fact, Ben Asher is one of our coaches, and that team's been involved with it for a number of years now. And it's a lot of fun, and it's really well received on campus and in the community of Niagara Falls. And it's a really cool opportunity to get a lot of in-depth experience, and not have to go very far to do it, because we provide that for you. Okay. As I mentioned early on, if you want this, if you want to communicate with me generally, or if you want me to send you a copy of this presentation so that you can access some of those slides or some of those videos and so forth, I'd be happy to do that for you. So with that, what I probably will do is, I think what we do now is I will stop sharing my screen, and I think we'll turn it over to Trevor. Okay, Trevor, you can maybe give him a little student perspective about some of the things we just talked about there.
Yeah, for sure. So I will definitely kind of speak on behalf of, and I know it's something we mentioned, is that experience thing here at Niagara, and that in our sport management program. That's unbelievable to me, how big that is. I mean, we have connections with so many different people. We have thousands of alumni that work with our university just literally to connect you to internships, connect you to jobs, connect you to different opportunities and stuff like that. And on top of that, our sport management program has a contract for Kula Sports Entertainment. We have the Niagara Power. Things we've mentioned earlier, we work with our own D1 teams. We do about 80% of our broadcasts are done by our students. So our students literally broadcast this stuff on ESPN. We do everything. Our D1 sports program wouldn't function without our students. We do stats, we do the scoreboard, we work with the refs, we're on the phone with ESPN during the games, we're doing the replays, we're holding the cameras, we're doing the announcing, we're doing the broadcasting, we do the pre and post game analysis. Every part of our D1 sports is run by our students. We have connections to every different local area. We have tons of graduates who go to the Bisons, the Bills, a bunch of other local teams that we work with a lot. We have internships pretty much in every department of sport you could possibly imagine. And we have people that have gone all over the world for different amazing opportunities in sport. So I really notice we focus on that experience. Like they mentioned a little earlier, is those hours, that requirement of those certain amount of hours, you have to do that to graduate. I've already passed that, and I'm a sophomore. I promise you, you will not get in this situation where, oh no, I have to complete 800 hours, whatever it is, to get to this point. that's not an issue. It's something that when you're in this position, when you're looking for a career and you're going to this next level of, okay, I'm going to go apply for a job as a sport team manager. I want to go and I want to attempt to be a GM. So maybe I'll start with the lower level as an assistant GM of like a high school or like a private high school, or maybe assistant GM of a minor league baseball team or something like that. Start working up those chains, and you're going to get these experiences here and there. But when you're coming out of college, you're going to be applying against hundreds and hundreds of other people for one job. And they're going to be looking at all these different resumes and thinking through all these different things. So the question is, what makes you different? What makes you unique in that aspect? And I look at it as there are some phenomenal sport management programs. You think of Ohio State, you think of these massive universities that have extremely successful programs. But the one thing they don't have that we literally breathe is experience. We provide that to a whole nother level that I don't see any other universities coming even close to matching. I mean, I think of it, if I was an employer, and I'm pretty sure every employer thinks the same way, when you're looking through all these resumes, you can see the student with a 4.0 GPA from Ohio State in the sport management program, one of the best in the nation in sport management. And then you look and like, wow, such great grades. And then you look, oh, they did one internship with the minor league baseball team down the street. And then you have a student from Niagara. Maybe they have a 3.4 GPA, 3.6 GPA, still a great GPA, good student, works pretty hard. But then you're looking through and it's like, oh, well, he worked with the Bills, he worked with the Bisons, he did this, he worked for his D1 team, he did the announcing for that. You're going to have 10 to 15 experiences. That's easy. I can honestly guarantee you that if you come in here, you work with our program, you want 10 to 15 experiences, you'll have them. I mean, I can't even count on two hands the amount of experiences I've gotten in not even my full first 2 years here at Niagara with the majors I'm going into. I mean, it's opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. So something I want to speak on big time is these professors are committed to giving you opportunities and committed to getting you experience in your work field. And that is something that is so key. It's so important. And that's something you cannot find at every university. Every university will have those things they say, they'll have something that they have. The one thing we have that I can guarantee you we go above and beyond on is that experience. And our professors are here to be more than just your professor. Again, I will appreciate you're not a number here at Niagara. Again, every small school is going to tell you the same exact thing. You're not a number. But I can speak very firsthand on that is you're not. I mean, you're really treated. I mean, these professors, they don't just treat you like students. They treat you like friends. They connect with you. I mean, we sit here before we do any of these meetings, we all just joke around for a little bit about different things. And it's like pre-joking and just talking before all these students hop on and people looking at the university. I mean, they're more than just your professors. They're here to help you. They're here to push you along the way. And when you're looking to do that career, when you're looking to go into the next level, you have connections, you know people. You're going to graduate from here with the job. I mean, it's going to be laying in your lap. Across the university, 97% job placement rating. That's across all of our colleges. That's extremely high numbers. We're putting you in a job. That's something we're going to do. Most of our students walk out of here walking into a job. So, and I already have job offers as a sophomore. In college, a sophomore, you're getting job offers, I already told you. To me, that's still surreal. I'm still like adjusting to fully believing it. But that's because these professors are pushing you, not just as a student, but as a person. These professors are forming those personal bonds with you, and they're trying to really be your friend too, more than just being your professor or being your advisor. You're going to know exactly who they are. You're going to really be able to form those connections with them. You're going to have the experience. You're going to have the knowledge. You're going to go out into your professional careers. Yes, best 4 years of your life. I completely agree that college is best 4 years of your life. Right now, I'm only 1.5 in, and I already love it. But beyond that, you want a job. That's the goal you're going to. Niagara University will get you that job. 97% of our students graduate with a job. We can pretty much guarantee you give us any ounce of effort, you're getting a job the second you're out of here. So I really think that this will be the best 4 years of your life. I think Niagara really pushes our students to the next level of success. And I think along with our professors and all the advisors and the deans, we want you to succeed. That's what's important. Niagara's a family. I feel so happy to be a part of the family that I am right now. And I'm so excited to see where the next 2.5 years take me here at Niagara. And I'm really excited to hopefully see some of you guys on campus or asking questions and reaching out to us, because I mean, we have such a wealth of knowledge, and I'm beyond happy with my experience. And I can really preach that Niagara University is going to go above and beyond to make each and every one of you an individual person and an individual success in the future. Then there's my whole spiel for you. I can talk for way too long if you don't shut me up.
You know,
So.
I just want to correct you on one thing, right? Students are a number. Trevor's number one in our book. Okay, so
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
well, you know,
Yeah.
as Professor Gentile and Trevor mentioned, I'm the good example. I taught at Penn State. I taught at UCF, and I had like 75 students, 120 students in one class. Every semester, I deal with, sorry for the lack of better term, meet 200 something students, barely memorize their names. I couldn't do anything for them, especially when they're, professional career development or advisement, because we don't have advisement. None of them come to professor's office and put their staff. We don't mind. We want to see. We are on the 4th floor of Vinny, which if you come here, feeling lonely upstairs. So if you decide to come here, please come and visit us. And speaking of job, we don't want you to have a job. We want you to have a quality job. That's the purpose of 800 hour or 1200 hour, whatever the experience you're going to get, diverse experience to set you apart from the competitors. Sorry to use that word, competitors, but we want you to get a quality job. And in order to get there, we have all these great programs, including experiential learning opportunities and site visits. I don't know how many of you are sitting with your parents next to you, but now you're going to think about, well, it's really good, but how much is it going to cost? If you want to go to out of state and 5 days in hotels and meals, don't worry about it. We have a great donors and scholarships earmarked for that purpose. So travel, you go to SMA trip, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Boston for 2-3 nights only cost like 100 something bucks, right? Including
Yeah, it
hotels.
was $105 for 3 nights in Boston, and we visited a bunch of stadiums. We went to Harvard games. We met with the dean of Harvard, and we met with the athletic directors and all the interns there.
TD Gardens. Yeah. I mean,
$105.
money should not be the biggest hurdle for you to take advantage of this kind of opportunity. That's our goal, our faculty's, our administration's goal, so that you can get this invaluable experience before you graduate. So, okay.
Let me just piggyback on a couple of things that both Trevor and Dr. Choi had just mentioned. Trevor, did a great job of emphasizing our emphasis on experiential learning. And you have a choice of where you can go, and there's some places that are maybe they're SUNY schools and they're cheaper. Private schools are more expensive. But if you come to a place like ours, if you come to our program and you don't take advantage of the opportunities that are out there, you're really missing the point about our degree program.
Right.
If you're going to come here and pay what it costs to go to Niagara University, then you really need to take advantage of the value added pieces, because everybody's got a curriculum. Everybody's going to make you take classes, and at the end of the day, you're going to have a transcript that tells them how good you've done. Okay, what's going to make you different is what you've done in addition to that. Which is not to say, if you have a great interest in research, if you like to write, if you want to do a thesis, if you're thinking about graduate school and so forth, we can help you do that too. Obviously, that's some of the things that we are prepared to do, and that's we are still an academic based program that just turns out some people who are going to have a specialized degree. The other thing to keep in mind about our degree is this: it's a management based degree, so you're going to take two semesters of economy. You're going to take economics. You're going to take human resource management, right? So that when you are finished and you say, hey, you know what, where can I get a job? If you decide, somebody comes along with a great, job in an insurance industry that pays you $100,000 and you want to take it, you're ready to take it. Okay, so that's why I talk about keeping an open mind when the time comes. So there are all those things that factor into it. Hey, Ben, can I just ask a couple questions? I'm looking at the chat. We have a couple of folks from St. Mary's College.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where is that?
St. Mary's. That's a great question. There's a couple here in the U.S. I think there's one in Canada as well.
Are they transfers then, or are they? Is that a?
Yeah. Wesley or Terrell. You guys want to? do you guys want to chime in? Where's your guys' college at?
Hi, this is Wesley.
Say that again?
Yeah, this is Wesley.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, St. Mary's College is from Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Trinidad.
Hey,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Nice. We might have to make a road trip. Okay. Very nice. Thanks for joining us today. Certainly.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and then where do I see Shane here is from? Is Shane with us?
Shane left. Shane's in Colorado.
Colorado, yeah. So that's interesting too.
Shane's going to play. I believe he is a hockey player.
Hockey player. Okay.
Yep. I believe he
Makes
committed to NU. So.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know if there's anything we missed out there. How about you folks out there? Anybody have any questions?
great.
You can either throw your questions in the chat or unmute yourself and throw out questions that you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, if you get anybody, I mean, because I see who is it, Riley, who is in 11th grade. So he's looking for not this coming year, but the year following. So it's good to get a head start. But a lot of schools I don't recognize in there. Okay. Although I do recognize Star Point and Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, she had Adam in the box there.
I think Brandon is from Fulton, I think, right? Yeah.
So I wanted to speak really quickly, guys. As I had mentioned at the very beginning, I have a couple things I want to touch base on. One from the admission side, but then also still from the sport management side here. Coming from somebody, I've been involved in sport my entire life. I was an athlete almost my entire life. I joined the military, and I was involved in a military sport program. Played a sport through the military program. When I got out, started off at a YMCA and had graduated from the University of Nebraska Omaha out of a sport and recreation program as well. So I've been in sport my entire life, and all of these opportunities that they're talking about, that Trevor's talking about, Dr. Choi, Professor Gentile, that they're all mentioning to you, these are very, very unique opportunities and unique chances for you to put something on your resume. My first resume builder was folding towels at the front desk of a YMCA, and that was the only opportunity that I was given. And that was not given to me from nothing against my alma mater, but it was not given to me by them. It was me searching newspaper ads for a part-time job. And that's what I got. And it helped me a little bit, but it was not what Trevor is saying. I was not working in the booth of a Division I hockey program. I was not at a professional football stadium working there. I definitely was not working with the baseball program. And as I had mentioned, I'm one of the assistant coaches for that baseball program. And I can tell you firsthand, every aspect is truly, truly run by students. When it comes to social media, the students are in the dugout pre-game, running Snapchat stories, running TikToks, running Twitter feeds. The entire game is broadcast on Twitter. The league that we're in, the NYCBL, is partially funded through Major League Baseball. So we have Major League scouts coming into the game on a regular basis. We have players that we're bringing in from all over the country, and our goal is to get those, as coaches, my goal is to get that player drafted and into the Major League programs. And so if we can get him drafted, you've made a connection, because you're going to be talking to that athlete the whole time they're here. So you're going to make connections that can really lead you to opportunities down the road. Now, speaking to the admission side of things, which is great, because I just noticed a question was thrown in. Will we be requiring SAT, ACT scores due to COVID-19? No, we actually, as a university, we are test optional. We were test optional before COVID. We recognized very quickly that we can't necessarily. It's tough to judge a person based off of a score. The score is 4 hours of your life. It's extremely stressful, and it's not a great situation to be in to take those tests. So we made the decision as a university to go test optional and to put a heavier emphasis on what you're doing across 4 years in high school rather than 1 4-hour test. Now, with that being said, you take the SAT and you do really well, definitely use it. without a doubt, use them. But if you take it, you don't like it, you don't need to use them. If you don't know whether you should use them or not, reach out to me, reach out to us in admissions. We'd be happy to take a look at your scores compared to your GPA and tell you if it'd be better for you to use those scores or not. So sorry for the long answer. The shortest answer is no, you will not.
Mr. Asher,
Yeah, go ahead.
speaking of test optional, even though students don't submit a SAT or ACT, they should not be kind of, so to speak, discriminate when it comes to the scholarship decision though, right? Because we are reviewing like holistically, like a reference and things like that, GPA.
Yeah, it will not affect merit. We do not look at it as
right, deficiency.
You don't
right.
get the score. We will get you will get the merit that you deserve based off of GPA. It will also be based off of other things as well.
Right.
Multiple times a week when we read applications, we'll see a student who's test optional, and they'll check all the boxes, and their GPA is right at a level that would give them a merit. We would actually evaluate you and look at all the extracurricular things that you're doing, and that can actually benefit you in your review process. I've had students before who are 3-sport athletes, they have a part-time job, and they're volunteering on the side. Those are the types of students we want here at NU. Those are the types of students that are here at NU. I mean, if you look at Trevor, he's a perfect example. He's involved in a million things. So sometimes a student who's involved in so much, they're not going to maybe be a 4.0 student because they've got so many things going on that sometimes it pulls them away from studies. And so we look at everything that a student does, try to evaluate you as a person rather than just looking for, have to have this GPA, have to have this SAT in order to be admitted. There's much, much more to it. So, how many students are accepted into the program each year?
Is that right, Professor Gentile?
Yeah, that's a ballpark.
Depending on the year.
Yeah, and it depends. I think if you look at our overall enrollment in 4 classes, because we do get some transfers, community college transfers and so forth, and then people come and they go and so forth. And I think our undergraduate enrollment sweet spot is anywhere between 120 and
120, 30, yeah.
40 at some point in time, because if we get, we don't want to take, we don't want to take too many students and then not be able to keep the class sizes, small like we like them, and provide all those opportunities that we like to provide.
I do want to caveat though one thing. There's a difference between how many are accepted versus how many actually enroll.
Enrolled, right.
35 to 45 is what is enrolled.
Right.
I mean, it's tough to say how many are accepted each year because one year we've had years where the sport is just a very, very talked about subject or area, and we have more applicants, so we have more accepts. Anywhere from 100 to 200 students apply and are accepted. So we accept anyone that meets the criteria for the university. But actual enrollment would be 35 to about 45 students a year. And each year we see more and more interest. So,
yeah.
Class sizes for sport management. I'm going to let you guys take that.
The early years, our SPM 275, everybody takes, could be as many as 40 to 45. We're talking about doing 2 semesters of that. Some of our lower level class or our earlier classes are probably capped at 35, I think, Dr. Choi, right now.
Yeah, 30, 35, right.
And as you go farther along, they get smaller. I have a class that for the spring coming up that has 6 students in it. So when I say we have small classes, as you go farther along, I think even our biggest classes, like, our general education classes, like our writing and so forth, there's still only 30 students, 40 students in them at most. If you compare that with UB, where you might get a couple hundred students in a lecture class.
I've done that before. Yep.
Not a lot of interaction. I think following up on a question similar to that is, can students start taking sport management classes as freshmen? Yes, you can. You come to Niagara University and you get accepted, and if you want to be a sport management major, you are a sport management major. I know some of the, I used to work in athletics at UB, and you got accepted into the university, and then in 2 years you apply to a major. Well, that with us, that doesn't happen, because frankly, by the time you're into your sophomore year, you've already done 500-600 hours of experience with us and taken some classes. So no, you come in as a sport management major in your first year, you will take 1 to 2 sport management classes plus some major core classes like our management, leadership, or intro to hospitality, tourism, and sport. And you'll take a bunch of general education classes, writing, literature, history, math, and we only have one math requirement, which is a statistics course. Right. And then you're done with math forever. And so.
Yeah, so to caveat that question, that for those of you, the rest of you that are here, what that question is referring to is there's a term for it. It's called delayed entry. As you're evaluating programs, it's a really good question to start asking colleges. Are they a delayed entry program, or are they direct entry? Direct entry is exactly what Niagara is. They're accepted into the program, and you begin that right away. We're actually one of the very few schools. We are direct entry across the board. So if you look at education, you look at nursing, you look at all of our programs, everything here at Niagara is direct entry. And that truly speaks to the heart of what Niagara is about, and it is about the experience that you need to gain. So the way that I look at it, as an athlete, as somebody who had a bunch of hobbies, anything we do in life, the more you do it, the better you get, right? I played baseball my whole life. Trust me, I was not a Derek Jeter when I first started. I'm still not a Derek Jeter. That's why I work in admissions now. But no, it all takes time. It takes effort. It takes work. It's the same thing with our careers. It's the same thing with anything. So if we can get you into NU and we can get you into those experiences as a freshman, we're going to give you 4 years opposed to 2. So that is a great question. As you're looking at other schools, it's direct entry versus delayed entry.
And I think also to take that a step further, even though you come in as a sport management major, as I said earlier, you're going to have those general education requirements, which means you're going to be able to take a lot of classes that give you a sense of some other things that are out there, so that if you decide you want to change majors, then it will be more seamless to be able to do that if that's what you end up doing.
Yeah. So 2 more questions. Does NU have early action deadlines? We do not. We are rolling admission. You can apply 1 week before classes are supposed to start. Please don't do that. That would be very late, and it would be a headache for you and for me. I encourage apply. I would apply before the holidays, so you don't have to focus on it over the holidays. So I would do that sooner than later. But do we have any deadlines? No, we do not. And then, do we participate in Sage Rewards? I hate to say that we do not. Unfortunately, the university just doesn't do that right now. So I do apologize, but no, we don't participate in that. Any other questions, please shoot them in here. I do want to just mention one thing for everybody that's here. I know you joined tonight. I know you got a lot of information, but I want to do a push for an event that we have coming up that I'd love for you guys to join. It's going to be on the 15th, so in approximately 2 weeks. We're going to host a panel. It's going to involve some of our alumni here from NU. And what I think is pretty unique is it actually involves some of our younger alumni, some people that graduated within, I think the oldest one on there is graduated 7 years ago. So this is going to be a group of individuals who have recently graduated and have taken on some pretty cool roles. Some of them have taken on some pretty cool leadership roles in what they're doing. And so I'm actually just going to kind of highlight a couple of the alumni that are going to be a part of it. So Taylor Bosket is going to be on there. He's the manager of sales and ticket operations at George Mason. Margot Hickey is going to be on that. She is the coordinator of intramurals, recreation, and club sports at St. Bonaventure. That really hurt to say, but you probably all know Bonaventure and Canisius, 2 major rivals. One of our very own, Kyle Barker. Coordinator of broadcast and multimedia productions here at NU. He's going to be on that panel as well. And the final person is going to be Alexis Wayne, who is Director of Operations and Communications. I believe she's at Damon right now, but she was actually heavily involved with the MAC conference.
Right.
And that's actually going to be moderated and headed up by another alumni of ours, Andrew Chesborough, who he is a part of the Harvard Varsity Club. So, and most of these, like I said, I think Alexis was graduated in 2013. Everybody else was 2018, 2019. Very recent graduates in some very big roles, and that speaks to Niagara and what we do to prepare students when they leave. We're not preparing them for that folding towels job at the front of the YMCA. We're preparing them for directors and coordinators and major roles at colleges, universities, sport conferences. So it'll be a really unique opportunity. I encourage all of you to join. You're going to get an email with the registration information, but just keep it on your calendars. December 15th, please, if you have 20 to 30 minutes just to hop on and listen in for a few minutes. It'll be a good opportunity to speak to more people than you who have recently graduated.
You have a time for that, Ben?
It's going to be at 5 p.m. that night.
Okay.
So roughly right now, but on the 15th.
It's a good group. Some very successful people, very young, successful people in there. It's going to give you a good sense of what our graduates are doing. Yeah.
And that's what we're really excited about. You see alumni panels all over the place. And a lot of times it's someone who graduated and has been in the industry for 20 to 25 years. You would hope that their resume speaks volumes and they've done some unique things. But to bring in a really young group to show how quickly that success starts is very exciting. So again, please tune in for that. Should be a really, really fun event. Again, you'll get to ask questions more in depth from them. So if you have any last minute questions, throw them out there in the chat or throw them out or just shout them out loud. Otherwise, I think we're going to get out of here shortly, guys. Anyone have any parting comments from the Niagara team here?
No, like I said earlier, I'm just glad that everyone took advantage of the opportunity tonight. And I guess one thing I just the question about the application deadlines. I would imagine that the earlier you apply, the more competitive you will be for financial aid and some of those things as well. So all things being equal. An application and a decision doesn't mean you have to come, but it certainly sets you up well for making a good decision, right?
Yeah. One thing, the unique thing about Niagara when it comes to merit scholarship, we don't discriminate based on the nationality, unlike state universities. So I think that's a unique thing. Someone from Trinidad had the same opportunity to be qualified for merit scholarship or any type of scholarship. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah. We base it solely off of what's in the application and not based off of anything other than that.
Right.
Do we offer merit scholarships? Yes, we do. As Dr. Choi just mentioned, we actually, our merit scholarships start at $10,000 and range up to $23,000. So again, that's usually based off of grades. If you are using SAT or ACT scores, we will use those, and then other factors that are taken into the admissions process. But we offer a plethora of other scholarships too. And Dr. Tentia was right on the nail when he said, the sooner you apply and get accepted, the sooner we can really start that financial aid process to really maximize your financial aid package. We are not like other schools where they will say, here's how much here's your scholarship and here's how much it costs, and you have to deal with it. We do not do that. Up to $23,000. 2-3. We will work with families. If you tell us that NU is where you want to be, we will do everything we can to make that a financial possibility. We're not perfect. We can't bring it down to $0. We can't necessarily match what every other school is doing. If you bring us a financial aid package from SUNY school or from somebody else, I can't promise that we're going to match what they can do, but we will at least evaluate it, and we will do everything we can to make this a financial possibility for you and your family. One thing that this team here had mentioned over and over again was, leaving Niagara and going on to do something successful. Every college you go to, unfortunately, college comes with a price tag, but that price tag doesn't mean anything if you don't have the experience needed in order to get to a good job to pay off what you accumulated as school debt. Whereas if you come to Niagara, we believe what we're producing and what we're giving you, the opportunities that we're going to give you, when you walk away, you're going to be paying off any school debt that you have very quickly because of the experiences and the jobs that you're going to get and the opportunities you're going to get after Niagara. So again, just know if you walk away from today or any of our events saying, I want to be at Niagara University because I believe that's where I'm going to be most successful, then let's have a conversation. Let's get you a financial aid package. And if we need to, as a university, we'll sit down and discuss what we can do to help alleviate some of that financial stress for you. Okay. So I think with that, that's a wrap. Trevor, any parting words?
Honestly, not too many. I think the biggest thing I just kind of want to leave everyone on is I'll add something.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go to the money super fast because I know that's something that everyone thinks about, especially I know we have some parents on here. I know that's something on there. I didn't even receive the top level merit scholarship. And then I got one other small scholarship from here, one other small scholarship from home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying less to go to NU all in than I would pay to go to UB in-state all in. So just I understand sticker shock price. I promise you, we're working with you and we're going to make it happen where it's a lot more affordable than people think. When you hear private school, the number gets scary. I promise you, I'm paying less to go here than I'm paying to go to UB. So it's a very obtainable price. I can guarantee that. Don't let that be something that holds you back. The biggest thing is we're going to get you out of here. We're going to give you experience. We're going to give you success. You are going to make your best friends here. I've already made them. I'm buying a house in Lewiston next year with my best friends. And I've known them since freshman year. I know it scares me too, Mr. Gentile. I'm a little scared myself.
Wow.
But I mean, you're gonna make your best friends. These professors are gonna do more than anything they can to help you. Like I love how Professor Choi, I always say this on my tours when I'm a tour guide, but when I came here and visited, Professor Choi told the whole group that was there, don't use us, but abuse us. And I still believe that to this day.
I really meant it, as you know,
yeah.
right? So.
And you know what? I abuse you guys. I really do. And I really take that opportunity to really work with you guys. And that's what really makes us successful is our professors are here to work for you. They're here to work with you. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Don't hesitate to look for things. You want an internship? Go ask them. I promise you ask for an internship, we'll figure something out. We will work with you to figure some plan out for you. I can guarantee that. Freshman year, you want an internship? You got it. We'll make it happen. We'll work with you and we'll get things going for you. It really is. These professors, everyone here, we're here to work for you, whether it's through the application process and coming into the university, we're all here to work for you. And once you're here, these 4 years, we will make them the best 4 years of your life and we'll lead you to that level of success in your future that honestly, I don't truly think you can get anywhere else. And I'm saying that because I'm a student. So I feel like I earned a little right to say it, but I mean, it's been a magical experience here so far. I can't even begin to be more happy about it. I'm on here not because I work for admissions, not because things like that, just because I love this program and I love Niagara and I love what it's done for me. And I promise you, we're here to help you succeed. These professors are here to help you succeed. Don't use us, but abuse us, as Dr. Choi would say. But yeah, we're here to help. I'm really glad you guys are able to get on today. And you do need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. I know you're directly connected with some admissions counselors. You have some people to reach out to. So we're here to help you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to reach out to any of us. But glad you got on today. And yeah, thank you very much. You know what? I'll throw my email in there too, Professor Troy. I'll add that in there. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for joining in today. Now I'm done. I promise you I won't talk anymore.
Well, for a guy who had nothing to say.
I know.
One last thing in general with, obviously the COVID situation, and you're looking at things like sport management, hospitality, and tourism. As you start, it's going to be a little bit different. What we're doing is different now. The whole, we don't have as much personal contact, obviously, with our individual students. But by the time, I got to believe we get through the your time at Niagara University, you're going to find that there's going to be an industry that's ready, willing, and able to take advantage of what you've learned and what you're able to present to them. So keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
Well, on behalf of everyone here, guys, thank you so much for logging on tonight, listening to us. And if you have any questions in the future, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And hopefully we see a couple of your faces here on campus next year. So
Yep. Thanks.
thanks, guys. Have a good
All
night.
right.
Good luck, folks. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
You too.